is this? Start a poll, start a Q&A. Let's start a Q&A. How is everybody's day? How is your Friday? Put it up. Can we move it? I'm trying to move it to where it's not in the way. Are we good? Or, yeah, let's. There we go. My cat is going crazy. Purring like crazy. Come here. You come here. Oh, cute cat. Purring. Are you gonna clean with me? No. Okay. Oh. There you treat. There you treat. There you treat. Dirt go, dirt treat. Oh. This house is a mess. House is a mess. I gotta clean up so much crap. And if the kids start going crazy, I don't film my kids. My daughter, she says she's happy in her room right now. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna clean. Hopefully she stays in there. Although, you know, we're not locking our kids in rooms in this place. But if it does get too hectic, I will have to leave because I don't like filming my kids. And right now, the baby, he is sleeping, but he keeps kind of fussing. So if he fusses too much, then of course. But I need to clean, and I'm trying to like clean. This house has been a mess for way too long, and I'm sick. Ugh, there's like rice in there. But I'm gonna try to clean. If not, the baby's gonna have to get a little bit fussy just for me to kind of at least clean his, what is this called? I don't even know why I have the whole thing in here. It's bad. But I forget you can pop up the top. Pop off the top. Forget that every single time. Oh goodness, mid. Yeah, I know. Cleaning is mid though. Everybody's Friday is good. Good. No shout outs until we could start doing supers. Like I have like 1,500 views before we can start doing shout outs and stuff. I try not to do too many like shout outs or anything until we can finally like make it fair for everybody, because if I did shout outs, everybody's gonna want to shout out, and I've been there, done that with trying to please everybody. And if I can't please everybody. I'm sorry, can't do it. I'm sorry. But I am sick and tired of everything being so dirty in this house. My daughter we reorganized the house, but I have not shown the full of like the after yet, because I haven't edited it yet. Ever since the whole TikTok ban, it got rid of CapCut on my phone because I stupidly deleted it, and I should have kept it, and now I can't get CapCut again, but I still have CapCut on my laptop, so that's what I've been editing on. So all of my videos, I have to start editing on that, so I just haven't gotten to that video. Yeah. If y'all want me to start doing shout outs, we gotta start watching more, getting more views. So I am so close to getting at least to the supers and stuff. So when I do my lives, we can start doing more like super chats, or you know, just making it to where I can kind of talk and open up a little bit more, but it's the shout out that everybody wants that I'm like, I'm sorry, not until we can actually do that. Hey, hope everybody's having a good Friday. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so it's like, you know, it's so, I miss going to work because it makes Fridays more special, but when you're always home and stuff, it's just every day feels like a Monday almost. I love my kids, but I am ready to go back to work. That way I can get that, you know, Friday work's done feeling. Although last weekend, me and my husband went out and we went to a new bar. We have casinos that are around here, and we went to like it's called PBR, and I want to say they have one in Las Vegas, and it's a bar, and it was okay. I went to my trusty dusty local bar that I worked at when I was like 18 or 19, or bartended at, and so I just went there instead because it was more fun. But if my kids start acting crazy, right now it's wind down time for them, where they just kind of relax. My little ones are either taking a nap or trying to settle down. But obviously you can hear my other one. She's playing with the cat. Hey, leave the cat alone. Yeah. Okay. You can't. You stay over there. Over there. There you go. Remember? Yeah. You know your rules. Do you need anything? What? No, we're not going to the store yet.
But when you get done cleaning?
Yes, when I get done cleaning, but we got all this mess. So, can you go back to your room so I can finish cleaning?
When do I need to go back to my room?
Well, I thought, do you want to play? Or you want to go play in the playroom? You know you can't be on the videos. Because there's some people online that are crazy, and we don't want you to be in their... We always have the same discussion. Okay, I thought she was crying. I was like, wait. I hate it when she gets her feelings hurt because I'm like, sorry, babe. Sorry. But we have this discussion every single time why she can't be on the internet. She wants to make videos so bad, but I just keep telling her like she just doesn't. I'm like, we only, like, when she turns 16 maybe, but even then I'm like, there's just so many creeps out there, and she thinks, you know, all kids, they think, oh, I make a video like these kids online and they want to be just like that, but I have to keep reminding her, those kids, sometimes they don't even want to be filmed. It's like they're filming or online because their parents don't know or get the concept of not exploiting their kids, and we don't do that here. So I know that's a very unpopular opinion for some people, but I refuse to show my kids on the internet because a lot of people just don't have their screws in all the way, you know what I mean? So I always tell my doctor, no, or not doctor, my daughter, you know, that we just don't want her online because it's not safe. I can't tell her the full one because I really don't want to tell her, I don't want to traumatize my child, but for now, at 4 years old, it's just not safe. It's not safe for kids to be online, and every time she sees a kid online, I'm like, look, she's like, they just don't know it's not safe. One day they'll find out. She's like, but we ain't doing that with you. I don't want to be the one person that puts their kids online and then learns how bad it can be. I'd rather be safe than sorry. 4 cats, we have 1 cat, and the only reason why we're allowed to have 1 cat, or I say allowed, but we kind of, not that we got stuck with her. My husband was so close to getting rid of the cat because he was like, somebody come get this cat, and my sister-in-law said that our niece wanted a cat, and so my husband was like, hey, you can have this one, but we already had the cat for a whole month. And it was when I got back home from the hospital, because we got the cat around in August, or we found her in our shed in August, and we felt bad because it was just out there. It had fleas, it had worms, it had all kinds of, like, it was awful. It was in bad shape, and it was like, it was born in our shed. Like, you could tell she was just born. The mom ditched her and everything, and at first we would feed it outside. I would go out there and feed it like lunch meat. Yeah. Well, thank you. But back on the cat. Fed it lunch meat, and we'd go out there and it would eat its lunch meat and water. And then it got to where we would go out there and feed it, and we would run back, but every time we ran back to the house, it would follow us. And then my daughter was stubborn and kept going out there and kept feeding the cat herself, and then the cat would start following her, and then the cat would stay underneath the carport. It was just, it kept working its way closer and closer, and my husband's like, fine, let's just see how the dogs react to it. And at first, our German Shepherd, Kimber, she kept licking the cat to death. And I swear, I can't remember who told me this, but there's some animals, or sometimes dogs, they'll lick it until they can eat it, which is weird. Like, they'll just keep licking and licking and licking, and then finally just, and I thought that's what Kimber was doing. But I think Kimber was just treating it like her puppy, because Kimber's never had a litter. Like, our German Shepherd is fixed, and she loves kids, and she loves, like, she's a little mama, and you can tell she's always wanted to be a mama. She'll take her little babies or stuffed animals, and she'll treat them like puppies, and I think that's what she was doing with this cat. And so after a while, she stopped licking the cat and just kept cuddling up with the cat. Now she plays with the cat, and the cat's name is North. And Hold on, I need to get a towel because there's a lot of dishes. But my daughter ended up. Oh Lord, it's chaotic here. This is one reason why I don't do lives, because everything. I have ADHD, and when I'm everywhere. Just deal with me. But gosh, there's even more dishes the more I try to make up room. Cat's name is North. North came in the house. Dogs. Weston was the one we were worried about, because Weston will straight up just kill anything. One time the neighbor's chicken got in our backyard and it didn't last 2 seconds, and the only reason why I knew they killed the chickens because they tried to bring it in, and we had to throw the chicken in the backyard. So that was traumatizing for me, because you let the dogs out and they come back with the dead chicken and you're like, what the? It's crazy. But I was scared for the cat, but now he will cuddle with the cat. And I'm like, there's something special about this cat. My dogs love it. Any other cat, though, around the neighborhood, they will bark at and try to tear up. But North, they will not mess with. So I guess it's just, this cat is just meant to be in our house. And that's that. So the cat, it's the cat's house now. Like, you know how people have Airbnbs and they're like, yeah, the host has a cat and keeps meowing at us, and people are like, that the cat is the host. Like, that's what you don't know, is the cat's the host. Ellie, are you gonna eat this popcorn?
Yes.
Okay, come and get it. Can you hand me your yogurt?
Yes, Mom.
Okay.
But I won't make a mess ever again.
You don't make a mess at all. I'm glad you won't make a mess, but you haven't been messy. You've been good. I haven't made a mess. I won't make a mess at all. Although there was one time she put yogurt all over the couch covers, but luckily they're couch covers, so I just washed them and stuff. I would love to relate to other moms and say, like, my kids are messy, their house is messy and stuff, but honestly, my kids, not to, like, to brag, but not to discourage any moms, they are perfect. I have never had any issues with my kids ever, and I am just proud of that. And sometimes I forget, though. I'll get a little impatient, and I'm like, these kids are not listening, they're heathens and all this other stuff, and my husband's like, they're still, like, compared to other kids, this is somebody's good day compared to our bad day. And I'm like, I know, but I am like, my dad has recently found out he's autistic. My brother is autistic, so I'm pretty sure I'm autistic. So when things just go awry, also ADHD, when things just go awry, everything is just like chaotic. I also have anxiety and depression, so it's just all these things that are like, it just psh. So I'm not very strict with my kids. We ain't doing a Ruby Frankie over here, but I am very like, please stay to the schedule. Even though my husband comes in and just like knocks that down, and he's like, no, we're going to do whatever. And I'm like, great. So I definitely find comfort in routine. What the heck? Okay. We need to go find a towel so I can put these dishes down. What's it called? Dishwasher. Our dishwasher broke down the other day, or not the other day, the other year, last year, but I have to hand wash dishes, but honestly, it's changed my mindset a whole lot on just hand washing dishes, because before it broke, I'll just use this one, it's fine. Before it broke, I was like, you know what? We should hand wash our dishes anyway and not rely on a machine or whatever, because it's the whole, if you hand wash dishes, you get it done faster. You know, you can't load up all of your dishes in the dishwasher, blah, blah, blah. And my husband was always trying to tell me that, like, you know, why don't you just wash the dishes with your hands? I know we have a dishwasher, but you'll get it done faster if you just finish it all by hand washing. But I was lazy back then, I guess. But now that I actually am like forced to hand wash my dishes until we get a new dishwasher, I kind of don't want to go back, because it's kind of like changed my perspective on washing the dishes. Because the thought of using a dishwasher, I think, but what if they're not clean all the way? What if they're not as clean as, like, when I wash the dishes, they're spotless. And I remember, not even this dishwasher, but, you know, dishwashers that I've used in previous houses and rent houses and stuff like that. I'm like, do I really want to use one? Because did they really clean that well? Because I don't think I've ever really used a dishwasher where they were spotless or clean or didn't have a bunch of like calcified crap on them. So I'm like, kind of like just hand washing the dishes myself. But if I'm going to go back to work this year, okay, if I'm going to go back to work this year, I kind of do need that extra help. But me and my husband said if we are going to start being a 2-income household, that we will make it to where like we share chores, which is like a given. Because that was like my one thing. I'll get a job as long as we split the chores down the center, which I feel like apparently that's not common in a lot of marriages, but yeah. Well, I'm already married. I am from Louisiana, and that's all I will give for right now. Although I put various different cities on my profile sometimes just to confuse people, because somebody did dox me already. So, you know, it comes with the territory. You're going to get doxxed if you're on YouTube. Even if I only have like 1K subscribers, I pissed off somebody, and somebody in their, like, one of their followers doxed me or something. So I try to like confuse everybody. Somebody thinks I live in like another town. I'm just not going to dox myself. But yeah, I try to be as private as possible, but I know that's kind of stupid to say if you're going to be online. So just know, if y'all ever decide to be online, it happens. Even if you have a small following, which I always thought was weird. Like, did you really have to do that? I only have 1,000 followers. Who cares? Although I just comment on somebody like, hey, you probably shouldn't, you know, exploit your kids. And yeah, that didn't go well. And so I try to just live by example on this channel. I got so many. Anybody have so many leftovers? You just have a bunch of, it's not even dishes. It's just, Also, I would love to have some background music on, but I don't want to get, I say demonetized, honestly. Like, I'm not monetized at all, so like, who cares? But in the future, that's what we're doing. That's why we don't play music. It's for in the future videos. This one can still be monetized, because even though this is live, oh, well, you should subscribe and follow for more content like me, if you like me. wish I was doing like crafting right now, because that's what this channel is. But when life happens, you know, I still want to be online somehow and, you know, have a conversation with y'all, especially when I get bored. And then, you know, being a stay-at-home mom kind of gets not lonely, because I have neighbors and stuff that I hang out with a lot, and I love my neighbors, and I love, like, our kids. They get along so well, so that's always nice. But my kids hang out with the neighbors. Every time they hang out, I go over there and hang out with them and just watch our kids play or watch them create memories, childhood memories. But it's also weird because they know I don't get paid off of YouTube. But, like, I don't want them to know that I don't get paid and I'm online constantly, because I just feel like I don't want anybody's, well, I don't care about how people perceive me, but I do care if my neighbors are like, you know, is she, well, I'm taking care of my kids, but I always fear, like, you know, people nowadays, like, they'll be chronically online and they have kids, and you're like, are you taking care of your kids? And I don't want to be that way, but I don't want my neighbors to think that I'm that way when I'm not, and I don't know. It's just, I think it's always cringy for, you know, when you're posting online or doing online content and you have neighbors that know that you do it, and your neighbors actually work jobs, and they're like, you don't even get paid, why you do this? And I'm like, I promise I just do it for fun. That's why I'm online. But I try not to be online too much, because I do have responsibilities to do. That's like my husband and mine. It's what we talk about all the time. Like, do YouTube, do what makes you happy. But it is just a hobby until you start getting paid like big money. You would be like, yeah, be on there forever. Like, be on there constantly. But right now it's like, at least get some chores done before you start getting online. There's some people, did you know, they'll wear like Depends. There's people that, like, literally, they'll be on live 24/7 for so long that they use the bathroom, where they have, like, things set up to where, like, they never have to get off live, and it's disgusting. So if y'all know somebody that's been on live for, like, more than 7 hours, check on them. Say, please use the bathroom.
Anything but not anything.
Hey, you have a whole playroom. Why are you playing right there? Don't put that in there. That's a piggy bank. We don't put seasonings in them. And
I paid for the Snow and White movie.
You did not pay for the Snow White movie. We didn't even go watch the Snow White movie. We were supposed to watch Snow White. And I found too many, like, reviews saying, not that it was inappropriate or any of that BS. It was more the fact people were like, my kids fell asleep. And I was like, that'll do me. That one comment right there, that one review, that's it. My kid fell asleep, we ain't going to see it. Because if my kids are sleeping through a movie that I paid like $60 for, no. So we went and watched Dogman. And did you like Dogman?
Yeah.
Yeah, we like Dogman.
Yeah. And that was a kid's show for me.
Yeah. So she enjoyed that. We laughed and loved Dogman. It wasn't like, you know how some kids shows it's disgusting, like it's nasty. I get a fart joke here and there, funny, whatever, but like there's just some, like SpongeBob is the one where I'm like, it's disgusting. And when I look back on it, I used to love SpongeBob, but when I look back on it as an adult, I'm like, this is so disgusting. Like, there's just like, not that it's like inappropriate, it's just like, lots of farting and vomiting and just nasty looking stuff that I don't like it. And I don't like for my kids to see all of that nasty stuff and think that that's okay. Or what was it? It was like Flapjack. When I was a kid, that show used to be on. There was a lot of vomiting and gross bodily fluid type humor, I guess you could call it, stuff. And I'm like, can we like have a show with actual comedy that's funny, that doesn't use disgusting vulgar stuff? Like that's where I kind of draw the line. Also, you're in my way. No. I was trying to get the mic so y'all don't have to hear this, but I don't even know where that's at right now. So, we'll just kind of go. Okay, I think that's great. That's so nasty. We had chicken last night. At first, I did not like. Neighbors is a very finicky thing that we're learning right now because, well, I say finicky thing. When I first moved in here, it was, what year was it? It was 2021 when we first moved in. And at first, had no clue who our neighbors were. Like, we've seen them, but they were kind of like, they didn't want to bother us while we were moving in. And then we had like a birthday party 6 months after we moved in, or 7 months after we moved in. And we were so busy. And I think it was around summer, or no, my neighbors, one of them, she was pregnant at the time too. So then we really didn't like, I want to say talk or communicate, because we were just both like, I had just moved in with the newborn and she was pregnant and about to have a newborn. I think I made her a blanket for her son. Did I ever do that? No, maybe I didn't. Well, I was trying to make her son a blanket, but I guess I did get so busy to where I didn't even do that. But there was just so much going on, and I didn't really talk to my neighbors until like almost a year that we moved in, just because everybody was doing so many things. But I did meet the neighbors that are like across the street, and they talked to us for a while. But their son has seizures, so sometimes on my Facebook page I'll share some of their stuff, because their son, they try to get funding for all the surgeries that he has to do because he has seizures, and so I helped them with that. And they have been busy going to Dallas for their surgeries, so it's kind of like everybody right now everybody's busy. But we talk to our neighbors with their boy a lot, because he is close in age to our daughter, and they play all the time, and they'll either come over here and play or go over there and play, and they've just been really good kids, and sometimes they're rambunctious. Also, the one reason why my house is a mess right now is because my daughter's birthday was last weekend, and she had all of her cousins, friends, and stuff over. So I am not having to pick up my usual mess from one kid. I'm picking up a mess from 6 kids. And that, to me, I'm like, okay, this is why I'm not having any more kids, because I have to remember, I have 2 kids, and I keep wanting like a 3rd kid, but then I remember friends, And my daughter has a bunch of friends, and I would feel bad if I had 3 kids and not all of their friends could come visit. So I feel like 2 is a good amount, because then you have their friends that come over, and I feel like with 2 kids, you know, I feel, I don't know, unless they're like the popularist, unless they're like really popular in high school, I don't really expect them having more than 2 or 3 friends each coming over. But also, I think we're in the day and age, a lot of people do not sleep over, and I think I would let my daughter sleep over as long as I knew the parents. But I am a small town, and I feel that if I know the parents, like I know the parents and their extended family, so I feel I wouldn't have to worry as much if I let her over to a friend's house, because I would know the parents, or I would probably have gone to high school with their parents. So that's the one good thing about being in a small town, is like everybody, like you know everybody, and if they ever got in trouble for something, like you would know about it. So I think I would be okay with my daughter staying the night, but we honestly don't know until we get there. Because my whole thing is like, what if somebody comes in the house and I wasn't expecting them, or like, you know, because people have family members that come over randomly. Like my father-in-law, he'll come over to the house randomly, but he's like either visiting, you know, his grandkids, or he's visiting his son and just like stopping by to say hello. And who am I to say that somebody else might not be okay with that? So but I would love it, or I would like any future parents that have kids, friends with my kids, I would like for them to know that their kids are safe in this house, and I will not keep anything. That's one thing is I'm learning is, like, I don't deal with people who lie, because if you lie to me, how do I know you're not going to lie about my kids? And so that's one thing that does not sit well with me, or, you know, is not taken lightly. A little white lie is okay, but if you're going to lie to me about something about your kid or your family, how am I supposed to know that you won't lie about something with my kid? So. Anyways, let's try to get on a lighter note. Plans for this weekend, my husband is on call. I know nobody asked, but I'm just kind of making up my own conversation. My husband's on call, so he's going to be home all week. Or I say home all weekend, like he's forced to stay home all weekend. He can't leave his work truck because, one, he already kind of got in a wreck with another work truck, but it wasn't his fault. He's like going through, or his company is going through legal troubles. We personally don't have to go through the legal trouble. My husband just has to show up to court whenever he needs to like say his side of the story. But luckily his company deals with it. But he was going on a highway, and there was like a yield sign, and he was on the side of the yield sign, but there was somebody in front of him. And you know, when you're going on a ramp with the yield sign, you do kind of look at the traffic coming on. And so my husband saw that this guy had enough space and enough room to keep going, and the guy was already past the yield sign. So my husband was like, okay, we're going. And then all of a sudden he stopped and braked, and my husband rear-ended the back of the guy. And my husband's like, that's it, like I lost, you know, I'm going to be charged and all that. He was like, you know, it's my fault because I rear-ended him. But the cop was like, no, most likely it's his fault because he passed, like where the wreck was, he already passed the yield sign. So they count that as he was already going. Yeah. I feel like with autism, you're always just bluntly honest because I don't. My dad explained it well that you're a truth seeker. So when somebody is like, you're a liar, you're like, no. You have to, like, I don't know what it is. I told my husband I would like to actually go and get tested to make sure I fully have autism, which my dad was like, no, like the doctor told him, like, tell your kids because most likely it runs on the father's side. And my dad actually gets like assistance. I don't think he gets really paid. He just has like, I don't know what it is, but he said that he gets like, it just helps to be identified or to be labeled as it, I guess, for either future conflicts or future emergencies and stuff like that, because sometimes a lot of people, I guess they're not understanding. They hear autism and they have this one image in their head. Even when I told a family member that my kids were autistic, they just, I don't know. A lot of people have a weird perception on autism. It's really not, it's not that big of a deal. But a lot of people makes it a big deal. But to actually get labeled, to know the information, and to gain information, just knowing and having a doctor explain to you is so helpful. And my dad has been kind of like, yeah, my doctor told me this, my therapist told me that, you know, there's a reason why we do certain things. So it just helps. But I would like to go, but apparently it's really hard, or it's a lot of steps to go through actually being, is it determined, or actually being approved, or to have a medical, I don't know. My dad did it. He went through all the steps. He took my brother because apparently he went to a school and it wasn't like special ed class. It was an actual gifted program or special program. It was a program, and the only way to get into it was if you had to go through a doctor saying like you are autistic, and then you went through this special schooling. I don't want to say special because I know anytime you say special, people again have this negative thing. And I also think it's important for me as a parent to know the ins and outs, I guess, or to know more about it. But I have noticed, like, the way I was raised and it not being a thing or not being known about autism, I start noticing, like, my life would have been a lot better if I knew more about it, or if my teachers knew more about it, or if my mom or my parents knew more about it. My dad, I think he went through anger management, and he's like, you know, it makes sense now. He's like, I think I was just overstimulated. He's like, I don't have anger, and I don't need anger management. I was just overstimulated at the time, and now it makes more sense. And my dad is like the sweetest person in the world, but I've seen girlfriends of the past or wives in the past just, they're mean to my dad and I can see it, or they just think like, they just really downplayed him, or not even downplayed him, what do you call it, like talk down on him. And I think it was because of that. They just didn't know, and they just thought my dad was weird. But I always just knew that me and my dad were different, or we just had a different humor. Sometimes you don't even know when my dad's joking, or I don't know when he's joking versus when he's not. And I feel like sometimes my dad feels like it sounds like he's joking, and he's not. It just, you're like, why? But if y'all ever met my dad, he is hilarious. But like, you have to know his humor to get it. Because my husband and his family, when they're funny, they're funny. Like, you can tell it's a joke because You could just tell. I'm honestly just saying stuff on the top of my head. I like free thinking, so please don't take what I'm saying as fact. I'm just talking, trying to start a conversation, rambling. But like when my husband's family, like it's almost like when they joke, it's like sitcom-y. Like you feel like you're in a sitcom and like they're jokes. My dad, he'll say a joke, but it only makes sense in his brain. But I do the same thing. I'll say a joke and then I feel like I have to explain the joke. But I think I've gotten better when I joke around because my husband, he laughs at my jokes more now versus when I first met him or when we first got married. He's like, I can never tell if you're serious or not. And I'm like, I don't know. But my husband loves me anyway. Yeah, that's done. But I'm still breastfeeding. I don't know if anybody watches me regularly, but I had a baby in September and I'm still breastfeeding. I am almost done. It's been 7 months and I am glad that I've breastfed for so long, but I'm so done. Only because like I'm in this stage right now where I need to start weaning him off because I'm almost out of, what are they called? Breast milk storage bags. And I have put in my head, once I run out of these, no more, because I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bags of stored up milk that I really don't need, because now he is able to eat actual food, and my doctor had, or his doctor has approved him to start like drinking milk and letting him do that. So technically, like, we can start weaning him off of the breast milk, but I'm just, you know, it doesn't hurt to keep him on either. And I have all of these storage bags still, so I want to use up the storage bags before I completely stop or weaning off. But I also like breastfeeding because it is very sentimental and it's my last baby and I just don't want to stop because you know how, if you're a mom, you know, you just don't want your baby to grow up, and that's just another step closer of them growing up. It's another milestone. What? It broke.
No, I think
We're broke.
Yeah.
We're out of money. You were Miss Money Pants over there. What happened to your money? Ow, that's hot. What happened to all your money?
I tricked you.
Oh, you tricked me? So we're rich. We're super rich. We got all the money.
Yeah, I just pranked you.
Oh, you pranked me? That was a good prank. She got a money bank for her birthday. Thank you. Inflatable. We have an inflatable dinosaur costume because my daughter is like, she has loved dinosaurs ever since she was born. That was her one thing, was dinosaurs, and I thought she would grow out of it, but she is now 4 and still obsessed with dinosaurs. And every year, well, I say every year, almost every year, the last 2 years, we've gone to this thing called like Dino Quest, and she loves it. Even though we're basically just standing in line for her to ride an animatronic dinosaur, we still take her because she loves it. and we have a blow up. Not the T-Rex one, but it's the one that looks like the kid is riding the dinosaur. And she loves it. She'll hang on to like the little reins and run around acting like she's riding a dinosaur. And once she gets tall enough, because I don't think she's tall enough for the actual, like, where you dress up as the T-Rex that blows up, but she loves that. And I can't wait for her to get that. And I think one year when we're finally, what is it? As a family, we all want to be a T-Rex and do the blow-up T-Rexes as a family one year. But now that we have the baby, I'm like, we're probably going to have to wait on that until the baby is old enough to fit into one. But that is a year that I'm waiting. And I hope that my daughter is still into T-Rexes or dinosaurs for us to dress up all like dinosaurs. Because that would be the day that I think that would be the ultimate Halloween as family. Alright, almost done. I don't even know what to do after this. I want to do clothes, but I know clothes is also like a weird... You probably shouldn't fold clothes on live for undies and undergarments and stuff, and I'm not into that. I just feel like that's where I draw the line. I don't know. Maybe I'll just end the live since it's been an hour. I don't know. I'm bored. I like being able to talk to y'all on live. It's just fun. It's just fun. I also need to go to the store. I ran out of coffee creamer, and I tried using milk, and it's not the same. Not the same. I don't see how my husband can... He uses milk in his coffee, and he does milk and sugar, but I can't do that, because it's just too bland for me. I just, no, rather not. Where'd it go? Cleaning my pump right now, and it has all these little things. And tonight we are having pork chops or pork steaks for dinner tonight. I've been obsessed with pork steaks. If I can't have steak, the second best thing for me is pork steak. And if you put it in the skillet, it's even better. It adds iron to your diet. It's awesome. Really good. So if y'all have not had pork steak, or if you ever want a steak and you can't, you have to like settle for something, pork steak. Also, if y'all didn't know, before I had my baby, in 2023, I gained a lot of weight. I was my heaviest that I've ever been. I was 189 pounds. And no, I'm not saying that. Like, I was like stuck at 189 pounds, still trying to lose weight. I never got up to 200, but I knew that if I didn't change something, I would be 200 pounds by 2024, or yeah, 2024, because that time was 2023. So I was like, I got to change something. Found out I was pregnant, and so all through 2024, I was like, well, great. This is going to be the year that I actually hit 200 pounds because I'm going to be pregnant. You try not to lose weight while you're pregnant and stuff. But found out I had gestational diabetes, and I had a nutritionist, and I told her, like, look, I don't want to gain any more weight, but I don't want it to affect the baby. But, like, I do not want to be 200 pounds, and I don't know, how I'll be. Like, I just need a nutritional plan, and I need help. And so she was a very nice lady. So while I was pregnant, I was on a very strict diet. Oh, well, thank you. I enjoy talking to y'all, or talking to you. But, yeah, batteries are a huge thing in this house, especially with the inflatable. but after talking to the nutritionist and stuff and actually learning how to eat healthy and to have a balanced diet, it is amazing to say now that I weigh 50 pounds less than I did before I was pregnant. So I weighed 189 pounds before pregnancy. During pregnancy, I actually went down to 180, and the baby was, or, you know, my son was still growing. He was still healthy. He never, you know, there was never a point where, like, there was no fluid or I was losing weight and it affected him. Like, I was losing weight and this boy was still growing. And my amniotic fluid was still, like, a lot. So it was like I was losing weight, but I was gaining everything that I needed for the pregnancy. So if anything, it helped the pregnancy out a lot because everything was just getting better. So it was really weird. It was like, the doctor was like, this is almost a miracle. He was like, he's like, you're losing weight, which we don't want, but you're gaining so much within, like, for the baby. So that helped a lot. Well, good. Put it on North now. Now she has a collar. So it really helped go see a nutritionist. I ate a lot more protein. And I think that was, like, the main thing, was just eating protein, whether it was a hot dog or sausage or lunch meat, just protein. Very important. And, you know, have your leafy greens, which I eat salads so much more now than ever. And the vegetables that I put in is very, but the vegetables that I eat and stuff, if I eat a lot of protein or fats, I'm going to eat a whole bunch of leafy greens. Like this past weekend, my daughter had a birthday, so I was eating a bunch of cake. But if I knew I was going to eat a bunch of cake, I was either eating salad, vegetables, protein to counteract that. So you can always be healthy. So I know nobody asked for that, but just to get the conversation started, or just to keep the conversation going, just wanted to share that. I'm proud of it. So, and if it helped me, I hope it helps somebody else. But I would say, don't get a personal trainer. A lot of personal trainers, believe it or not, are not nutritionists. Shocker, I know. A lot of personal trainers think you can just eat less and less and less carbs. And I've learned a lot of personal trainers are very, very uneducated when it comes to nutritional stuff. Because believe me, I've been through my fair share of personal trainers and knowing personal trainers, because they're like a huge thing where I'm from. Is just everybody wants to be a personal trainer. There was 1 year everybody wanted to be a personal trainer, and they were like, you need to eat couscous, you need to eat whole grains, you need to eat this. And I'm like, now that I'm looking back on it, I was like, no, that's the last thing I needed to eat. I needed to eat more leafy greens, more protein. And you would think personal trainers would want you to eat protein, but I guess if they're trying, maybe this guy was like, I needed to bulk up because I was tiny at that time. And my weight has fluctuated. I've gone from like too skinny to too big to now I'm just like at a good balance. But I've learned personal trainers are not, they're there to teach you how to lift and how to get in the gym and get started in the gym and to help not injure yourself in the gym. But a lot of them try to be a nutritionist, and that's not okay, because that's not, a lot of them are not a nutritionist. So keep that in mind. Go see a nutritionist, if anything, before you see a personal trainer.
The chocolate milk won't come up to my mouth.
Well, it's probably because it's out. Yeah, there's nothing in here, baby.
I try, but
Yeah, thank you.
I shook it because
Right now, I'm just excited to finally, I'm at 135. So from 189 to 135, I'm like grateful and thankful for that. And I am always on my P's and Q's when it comes to food. I wonder if I can remove this. Yeah. Let's delete that because that's getting on my nerves. But I also learned milk. I used to drink a ton of milk. Being diabetic, I've learned I can only have like 1 cup of milk and like maybe once every meal. They're in their room. They're in the sunroom.
But where's Weston and Kimber's leash?
They don't wear collars.
No. Their leash.
That I do not know. What you huffing at me for? Can I go and clean your room?
Yes.
Yeah. You want me to put something on in here?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm looking for a yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you're not supposed to.
I got you.
I'm gonna have to blur your face now. Now she's pulling on my shirt. This is what I have to deal with. This is the hooligan I have to work with. Hold on, let me. Although, I don't know. We might have to get off and go to the store. Because it's almost dinner time. What should we do next? You want to clean your room?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about let's just... Yes. Yes, on the lean meat and stuff. I love chicken. And we actually eat deer meat because my husband goes hunting. And we eat a whole bunch of deer meat. And apparently that's really lean. But lately I've just been doing pork steak. We've been eating a lot of steak because our local grocery store, they do like, it's like a 4-pack. And so sometimes we'll just do the 4-pack and eat that every now and then, like maybe once a month. But recently we've almost been doing twice a month. And then my husband loves salads. We love eating healthy. My husband, I would say, is the carb eater of the family, but we really don't eat a lot of carbs. Last night, I think, was the most carbs we had, and it was like mac and cheese and rice. And we didn't even eat all that. I don't know why my husband wanted me to make both, because I knew we weren't going to eat it all. I like to do vegetables, carrots, green beans, there was something else I've been eating and I forgot. Oh, artichoke, canned artichokes. I cannot eat it by itself. I love it with cream cheese though, and that's like what I've been doing a lot of. It's like spinach dip. Oh, spinach, artichoke. I tried to do Brussels sprouts. Okay, this kid's getting crazy. I need to get off because she's trying to get in the live. Is this a call if you want me to get off?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to get off. We've been on here for an hour. Thanks for hanging out. I might get on later and show y'all what I'm working on in my shed because I have a craft shed. So if y'all want to know more about like what I really do on this channel, follow me, subscribe, get the notifications on so that y'all know when I'm going to go live, and I'll probably go live tonight. That's what I want to do, is go live tonight, but we'll see depending on how the kids are, because we put our kids first here on this channel, and Especially if they're acting like silly little monkeys trying to get me off of the lab. Okay, I'm going. Okay. Love ya. Bye.